It's been 84 years.
It is only proper that we start with a Titanic reference.
Wait, I didn't even think about that because you
Yes,
weird.
last season, this is all we did was have Titanic references. Yes.
They came
Anyway,
from you. They did
I
not come
did.
from
They
me.
did. But see, this is perfect. You're the one that started it this time.
It's meant to be.
So it has been since June, dare I say it?
Dare you
June.
say it's June?
And we remember June when we were like, we're just going to take a little quick break for like a month, and we'll see you guys back in August, September at the
Mhm.
latest. Oh, hi, January 2025.
I know. Well, what we didn't know is that, you know, this is a lot of it's my fault because I've been in the middle of, opening up a store. Well, the whole summer really like in fall renovating and just getting it ready and then like opening up the shop and just figuring all of that out. And I don't know,
And
I was in the weeds.
yeah, and I will say this is all your fault that it's been this long. I will agree with you on that
Yes.
because I feel like I started asking back in September.
September.
I was like, "Do you wanna record?" "Oh, what gotta do that?" Which I understood, like, you were
Yeah.
definitely but remember how when we first started the podcast, you were saying that you felt like you roped me into it?
Yes.
Well, I felt like you were trying to, like, cut the rope and get out of so I was like, "Does she even wanna do this anymore?"
No,
And I
I
put,
love
like,
it.
a Craigslist ad out for, like, a podcast co-host, and nobody responded, so
Well, good. They shouldn't have. And I'm
I'm
gonna
just
take that
kidding.
rope and throw a noose right over you and reel you back in because
I'm just kidding. No,
you love the rope reference.
I
We have some
know.
great we always it's unintentional. Our puns are really great.
I know. Maybe that's just to us, though. I'm looking at my emotional support cherries, and I'm feeling like I might should get them and hold on to them. They're like this little
What?
pillow. I can kind of, like, hold it, and I feel like it just
I've never heard
grounds
of
me.
your emotional support cherries.
Well, I literally
It
just saw
sounds
them
like
for the first
it's
time right now.
it sounds like something like John would call my breasts if he's like, "Oh, I need a hug with some emotional support cherries."
Oh, well, mine are like emotional support Skittles. Like, at least you've got cherries. Mine are over here like, "Oh, where
No,
are they? Can you find them?" It's like an
no,
Easter egg.
no, mine are like saddlebags or whatever, these like deflated like water balloons.
Oh gosh. No, it's
No.
the empty Capri Sun, remember?
Empty Capri Sun. Yeah, but even a Capri Sun
That's
is sturdier than my skin after 2 children, so Oh
Oh
gosh.
gosh, that's a
Welcome
visual.
back. What a great intro back.
I know. Well, I mean, this is us, and it is
This is
our first
us.
rodeo. We really don't know exactly what we're doing half the time. We're just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
But we just needed to sit down and get recording because once we start, we can really, whip it out, make it
Yeah, we
work.
really can't. We make it work. And one thing about Lauren and I is once we commit to something, like we're there. And that's why for me, I was like, no, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready.
Mhm.
And I don't know if it was the new year or that I just feel really good with like my dad, like is able to like help at the shop now if I'm not there. And I just feel like things are kind of like going well on that front and like where I don't feel like I need to be everywhere and I have no
Well,
time.
we couldn't start when you had first opened the shop because that just wasn't gonna work work because you were still figuring it out. So,
Mm-hmm.
that's why we had to wait until
Mm-hmm.
you had a couple months, and
I don't even
now
know besides the shop, where do we catch up? Like, where do we even start? I don't
okay,
know if we need to go back too far, but like what? I can't
yeah.
even remember anything like besides that's been such a big like update. Do Has there
I
been
know.
any? I mean, on my end, but I know you've had some things, I feel like.
I mean, so the summer was crazy. Like, we went on, like, the 3-week trip to St.
Yes.
John, and that's where I was going at the end of the last season, and it was amazing. The first 2 weeks were amazing, and then the end,
Oh my
remember?
god.
Do you remember what
Lauren,
happened?
yeah, but I, like, totally
I'm
forgot until you
opening
just
my
brought it
Alani
up.
real quick, so hold on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
crack it. I got a Ollie Pop. I
Okay.
ran out of Alani's.
So I'm not gonna go into the full details of everything that happened, but all I will say is the trip was wonderful until it wasn't. And we had like the worst thing that I can think of happening, which was a fire at
Mhm.
our rental
Mm.
that ended up us on the beach in the middle of the night watching a fire, like full-blown blaze of glory
Oh
happening
my god.
at our rental. We had to move in the middle of the night to another location, and all of this would be so hard just with 3 kids in general, but then you
Mhm.
add autism on top of that,
Mm.
and Channing, he did great, but we didn't know, and we felt like, we needed to be telling him what was happening because it was scary, and
Yeah.
I mean, the girls were scared. It was just scary. So,
Yeah.
anyway, our trip ended up having a little blip at the end with
A little
the
blip in the trip.
the fire, but everybody was okay. The fire was not our fault. It was, they had, like, power outages going on, and then we had what do you call a generator, and the generator exploded. So, yeah, it was very interesting, but when we got home, I feel like I was already ready for us to start school
Mhm.
because it's like once we were
Mhm.
home, we were so exhausted from being gone for 3 weeks, plus just really needing a routine.
Yeah.
Um, and, oh gosh, I'm already dreading this summer.
This
I don't like
summer
the summer at
I
all.
know, I know, and, Rob's in therapy during the summer, so I haven't had, like, a summer like that where he's been
It's
home yet, but I
terrible.
know, like, it's coming, and
There just really needs to be something for our kids, and I've
Mhm.
tried to find it. I've because we go to a camp
Yeah.
that's 1 week, and that's wonderful. I love that, but it's only 1 week, and, you
Mhm.
have, like, what's the summer, like, 8 weeks, something like that? I don't even know.
And for, like, our
But
kids, as much as like, as long as it takes to pair up with those new people
mhm.
and get comfortable is the amount of time that he's there for,
Yep.
and then they leave. And it's
We
like, and then they're like, "Why am I not going back? I love
mhm.
this place."
Yep.
So, yeah, that's been a discussion I've been seeing, like, on social media, like, our friend Danielle from Letters to Nick and Noah, she was talking about that on her stories, and she was just saying, like, ESY is typically, like, a joke, but it's also, like, parents only options. Like, I
Mhm.
don't know how these people don't think that parents don't work, or you know what I mean? So, like,
Yeah.
that first and foremost, and second, like, these kids deserve fun, like, organized, like, structured fun with peers, with activities, and I just don't understand how no one but us parents, like, think about those things.
I know.
I just I can't wrap my brain around it.
I know.
It's almost
I
like sometimes people feel like, "Oh, you should just be, like, satisfied with what you get." You know? Get what you get and don't throw a fit, and it's like, no. Our neurotypical kids have so many options, have so
mm.
many opportunities,
Yep.
and, it just feels like when we find something too, like that camp, it wasn't just like, here's a camp. Like, you have to, like, search, and you have to, like, ask people, and it is a process. Like,
Mhm.
it's exhausting. And
Yep.
then you're hoping that it's a good option, even
Yeah.
though it's the only, like, option.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, you can't,
um,
like, weigh all of these choices. There's no
mhm,
choices.
mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
it's really frustrating. But I think that's why we kinda took a break on the podcast for the summer was because, uh, for me, getting on and talking during the summer would have been super depressing. I would have just been like, "Here I am at the gates of
Yeah.
hell."
Yeah. Well, and it's so funny because the way Lauren and I are different is when I am stressed, typically when I am stressed or overwhelmed, I love to like get on the phone or like talk about it or whatever and like talk it out and like purge it that way. And Lauren loves to not answer my calls and she
Yeah.
loves to internalize and just
I do, and then you'll text me and you're like,
Are you
"Just
alive?
checking in."
Yeah,
And
just
I'm
want to
like,
check in.
"No, it's bad. It's really, really bad."
We've
I don't know, I
learned
don't like to talk about it, but then until
I
I
know.
do, until I'm ready to talk about it, and then I can come out with it, but it's
Mhm.
and I think it's because a lot of times I don't really know exactly what it is I'm feeling, so I'm not able to just say it, I'm like,
Mhm.
"What am I feeling right now?" And, like, during the summer, I was definitely feeling burnt out, exhausted. I mean, those are the exact same thing, but
Mhm.
at the same time, I was feeling just ready for routine like no other. And I
Yeah.
know that's how it's gonna be again this summer, and I'm already
Ugh,
dreading it.
I
It's time.
love routine. Like routine is so speaking of routine, I'm going to try to start a workout routine and
Yes.
you're going to do it with me. I did my Peloton ride, my first Peloton ride today, and then I got in the hot tub for 15 minutes and then did a cold plunge for 3 minutes. And this is my third or fourth day cold plunging and I love it. I know I sound like a nut
You
because
don't
I
sound
still
like a nut. I'm just thinking, do I want to cold plunge? And right
yes,
now, I do.
you do.
Right now, I don't. No, I don't.
Well, let me tell you
I
how
want
the
to
cold
warm plunge. I
oh,
want
yeah.
hot.
Well, let me tell you how the cold plunge happens. So, I had a really, really this is one of my darkest few days that I've had in a long time. I felt myself like spiraling back into a depression because Rob had like an injurious meltdown and it just like rocked me. My dad was here so he like saw it too and so I think like that was emotional for me because my dad was emotional and, then it's not like the meltdown's over and then it just stops. Like, we were adjusting, like feelings were still being felt the next like day too. And so I just felt myself. I told John, I was like, John, I think like I'm losing it. And normally I'll like laugh and joke, like, oh, I'm losing it. Send me to the loony bin. But I straight up was like, I like crying, like just like I'm just so sad and I'm afraid and John was in the military so while he like validates my feelings and supports me he's very much like you got this like get up we can he gave me the evening he gave me like a long morning and then he was like you know what you've got to get up for Rob you can't stay here like get up he's like let's fucking cold plunge and I was like let's fucking do it. Like I don't know why, but I was like, I'll take anything. Like give me the pain. Give me the pain. So I did it and I loved it because it was like I'm the person who I like have a phobia of cold water like that. Like it I
Yeah,
think a
I
lot of
don't
us
like
do.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. No, thank you.
No
No,
thank
thank you.
y'all. No thank you. No thank you. And I got in, I stayed in, I got out and I felt like so proud of myself because I'm not disciplined when it comes to my health. I'm just with food and stuff, I feel like I am because I enjoy good food. But like taking care of my body and stuff, like I just feel like I'm so uh like fixated on Rob most of the time. So anyway, I did it. I felt great and I wanted to keep doing it.
Well, I'm proud of you. I think it's awesome.
Well,
I
and you
mean,
have the sauna, so you're like one step
well, we
there.
have it, but it's not plugged up anymore. It's down here in the headquarters now.
Why? That's Chad's cage.
And it was his cage,
That's his
but
cage.
it's because we didn't have a room for it anymore when we tore down or, like, redid the screened-in porch and we, like, made it we filled in the screened-in porch, I guess, and
Yes,
so
okay.
that's where it was, and so now it's down here in the headquarters. I mean, I'm looking at it. I could probably plug it in,
Listen,
but
Lauren, your Peloton's down there, the
I
sauna's
know.
down there. Do it. And then you could just for now, you could cold plunge in the trough.
Gosh, the trough is literally an ice skating rink right now. It is
Yeah.
ice through and
Okay.
through.
Okay, yeah, it can't be freezing.
Yeah.
But, if Chad's down, Chad will get a cold plunge tub. So,
I
you never
know.
know. You could be on this bandwagon with me. I'm
I love
serious,
how
like
you've done it 3 times and you're like, "Okay, now you
4.
need to buy" 4,
4
sorry, 4 times, and you're, like, ready for me to go
I'm
buy a
ready.
cold plunge tub.
I am so ready. Like, you will love it because, like, you feel like I don't know why I felt so, like, empowered. Like, I felt so strong. And I know it sounds
You
silly.
didn't look strong or empowered in the video you shared.
No. Have you heard that
That
new
video made me so sad. I was like, I feel like she's about to duck her head under and just be done with it.
That's where I was.
I was like, "Wow, Terry, you look so sad."
I was, and I cried afterwards. I did. I was like, I'm so proud of myself. But you know that new Dochi song where she's like,
No, but wow, that was either a really good interpretation or a terrible one, I'm not sure, because I have not heard it.
I
Maybe
gotta
I
get
have, and that was just I don't know.
it's so funny. It's a
Okay, I'll
good
be
song,
listening
but
to it.
I'm gonna send it to you. But anyway, I almost put the cold plunge video on my Instagram stories to that song. But I was like, people like Lauren who haven't heard the song are just gonna be like, "What the fuck is that?"
Maybe I have, but I don't think so. I told you what I've been listening to lately in the car. It's
Yeah,
worship
yes,
music, and it is bringing me
yes.
back to life. I
No,
forgot how much I love some worship music.
no, it is so like, did you get my voice memo when I was like suggesting elevation
Yes.
worship?
Yeah. I listen to
Oh,
it.
oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
so my dad and I have been listening to it in the shop a whole lot, and I agree. Like,
I
it's
know.
it's so great for your soul.
It is. It's just like uplifting. I don't know. It just felt so much better than the other crap I hear on the radio all the time. It's either the same song over and over again
Mhm, mhm.
or I don't
Dochi.
know. I guess. I don't know. But
Yeah.
or like songs I cannot relate to. Like I hate when I hear a song that's talking about like when our kids grow up and they leave the house and
Mm,
they,
mhm.
go on and do all of these things and getting driver's license and all the and I'm like, okay, okay. Change it, change it, change it. But then I
Change it.
can't. I'm listening and I'm just like,
And that's
will
like the
will
cut.
these things happen? I don't know. But then I hate. That's why the worship music, they don't talk about that stuff.
Mm-mm.
They just talk
No,
about
that
God.
it have you listened to my remember my dad on the stories wanted me to put his picture with the Power of Yet shirt to that Danny Goki song?
Mhm,
That one is such a great one.
mhm.
But you need to stop listening to country music too on the radio because those are always the ones that'll be like, "Let me tell you a story
I
about a
know.
little boy who grew up to be a man, and now he's taking care of me." And it's like, "Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh."
okay. What's that like? No, I know. I know. And that's terrible to say that that won't happen or it will happen or, I don't know, but I hate thinking about it
Mhm. Yeah,
when
I don't wanna
when
think
I'm
about it.
just driving in the car and it just comes in on the radio and I'm like, "No, rude." I'm like, "Why
Rude.
I didn't like that. Why'd you do
Yeah,
that to me?" But
yeah.
worship music, it never broke my heart. It doesn't do that.
It does break your heart, but, like, in a good way. Like, it breaks you down in a
Yeah.
good way.
Oh, the other day I was driving and I was like, I had my hand up. I had my hand up driving, and I've never
Yes.
been like one in church that's like got, my hands up. Which nothing against people that do. Like I love it when you feel it that much. but I, like, had my hand up. I was like, "How great thou art." I was getting
I
it.
would I was the per when we went to church a lot, I was the person with my hand in the air. Because one thing about me
If you
is
feel it, you feel
music.
it. Uh-huh.
Music is like medicine. It is
Yep.
the great, like, Tylenol of the airwaves. I don't
Mm,
know.
yes.
Does
We
that
say that.
was that not funny?
No, no, it was great, but Tylenol also is
Oh, yeah, sorry, that's
controversial.
a hot button
Yeah.
topic. I ain't talking about
It's
let's
the
Imma pop
great ibuprofen
it's the
of the
ibuprofen. I love me some
it's the
ibuprofen.
great Motrin of
Oh,
just kidding. I don't know, there's probably something wrong with all of that. Lord help us.
Lord help us.
Okay, so I have
How
my
great thou art. Okay.
I'm telling you,
It's
it'll
good.
make you feel good. So, I've kinda updated about summer. School
Mhm.
started, Jennings in 2nd grade, 2nd 1st, 2nd, 2nd, 2nd.
2nd.
Yes, gosh, it's hard for me to even do that. But I want you to tell people about the shop.
Oh my
About I mean, I know
gosh.
people know that you
Mhm.
opened it, but in case they don't,
Yeah.
just maybe there's like a cool story that's happened since you've been there. I've gotten to experience it firsthand. I would like everyone to know how you made me cry when I got there because you had a whole Channing's Joy room set up. And I was like, how unbelievable that you have given me a full space in this space that was supposed to be for you. There's a whole freaking room for Channing's Joy, which is unreal, and Channing will come and see it one day for
Oh my
sure.
god, that's like the dream.
But you've got the shop, and
Yeah.
do we wanna call it a shop or a studio?
I don't even know what to call it. It's
I
so
guess that's the
funny.
same thing,
The
shop,
same thing,
studio.
we'll call it a studio. I mean, what so there would not be here's the thing. There like and I said this in the post, there to know peace, love, autism is to know Channing's Joy. Like the whole ethos behind peace, love, autism is to give back and to do something with the like emotions that got me there. Like I was just so tired of being sad or complaining that things weren't available or we couldn't get help or whatever. And it's like, okay, well, what can I do? And so, you know, that journey to getting to the shop was always donating, always giving back. And so Channing's Joy is like our biggest partner. We give back to other local organizations and we do like fundraisers and stuff like that. And like donate items and stuff to other places. But Channing's Joy is like our biggest partner. And it's the point of PLA is to bring community together and to give back and to do it with some cool clothes. Cool clothes. But yeah, so that to me, I mean, that's a story in itself. But I mean, we've had just so many so many amazing interactions, and my dad has probably cried so many times. And luckily, life update, I started Zoloft like a little bit before the shop opened, so it was really nice because like it's a great tear blocker, so it wouldn't make me cry at the drop of the hat like I normally do.
Yeah.
But my dad's not on medication, so he was bawling like a baby, just like hearing and everyone's stories and getting hugs. And Camille from Moments of Joy podcast before, so she came in the day we opened, and she talk about raising our hand to worship music. She goes, "Can I pray over you in the shop right now?" I mean, and just out loud, she put her hand on me, and she was just like, "Lord," and went like she just took me to another dimension with that
I
prayer. I
love
mean, it was
that.
amazing. It was amazing. And so like things like that. Um, oh, one cool thing I'll say is I don't know. Do you follow Abel Fables? Or like, have you heard of the Abel Fables?
I think I've heard of them. I might
Okay.
follow them. I'm not sure.
Um, so they wrote a book called like Louie's Together Playground.
Yes, okay, yes, I do follow
Yes.
them. Okay. I
Yes.
knew as soon as you said something, I would realize what yes.
And I remember seeing this a while back, and I remember even seeing, like, someone post something about, like, a fundraiser for a park or whatever, but I never put any of that together, eh, until the first it was either the first day or second day we were open. The sweet mom came in, and we were talking and yapping and, just getting to know each other, and she was like, "Yeah, have you heard of the new inclusive playground opening up, here in Tomball?" And, like, Tomball, you've been to Tomball, Lauren. It's like
Mhm.
it's crazy that we're in Tomball and this is all happening, like, but she was telling me it was called Louie's Together Playground, and it's from a book written by the Abel Fables, and I was like, "Yeah, wait, I've seen this." Uh-huh. She goes, "Yeah, that book was written about my son Louis, who has dwarfism," and I was so, like, inspired by it that we got, like, the city of Tomball together, and this park has been built, and it's an inclusive playground, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you're Louie's mom." So it's like these crazy things
I
that are just
know,
starting to
and
happen.
then when I came, I got to meet her, and we're actually working together on getting a communication board at that park.
Yes, wait, I think that was the only day she had came in.
Maybe,
Okay, so yeah. No, because that was not the second day. That was,
but we
like,
didn't talk to her together. So
we
you
didn't
had
talk
this
to her to yeah.
conversation, and I
It's
had my
yeah,
conversation with her. Yeah.
the days are all blurring together. I mean, and we've had people every single day we've been open, we've had families and people come in, it's
That's
been
so
wild.
great.
So we have everyone's pictures on the wall, but yeah, wait, talk about that. So is the communication board, is that happening?
Yeah, like, we're working on it. I mean, I think that, I think we're in the process of probably making sure that it's approved and stuff, but,
Yeah,
yeah, and then I have another communication board at another park in Tomball. Remember not Tomball, it's in Cypress.
Cypress. Yeah,
It's like Tom Sawyer Park or something, I can't remember,
yeah.
but, yeah, we've had, like, 17, 18, 20 communication boards come up. I don't know,
Oh
we're
my
working on
god.
it constantly, but I'm just really proud of you and what you've done with the shop because you've put so much time and energy and heart and soul. I mean, just everything into it. And it is
Mm,
such a beautiful place and it's
thank
so
you.
special. And you can just feel it walking in there. Like, I don't know. I just love everything about it. And like your touches on everything, but at the same time, it feels like just a home
That's so
in
funny you say
and a
that
store.
because
You know what I mean? Like it's
yeah.
I don't know. I
That's
love
so
it.
funny you say that because that's what everyone's been saying. They're like, "I feel like I'm in a home. I feel
Mhm.
comfortable." And that was the whole point. Um, but your touch is on there too because Lauren and I, when she came into town, um, we stayed in Tomball. And if you ever want to come to the shop and explore, make sure to get an Airbnb in the heart of downtown Tomball so you can just walk around because you won't have to drive.
Yeah.
And you don't think you can spend the whole day there, but you can.
Oh, easy. So
Easy.
many cute places to shop and, um, eat. I mean, we went to, like 3 or 4 different places to eat, and, oh my it's
Wait.
just all so cute. The Story,
Yeah. Oh,
Natalie.
yes, and then don't let me forget about Lil Lee because I was talking about your touch on the shop. But
Oh, go ahead and tell about
okay,
Little
okay,
League.
but I'll talk about Lil Lee, and then we have to oh my
I've
gosh,
gotta
yes.
tell about
You've
Natalie
got
because
it.
this is a story I have been wanting to share forever, and, you and I haven't had a chance to really talk about it since that happened too. So,
Yeah, not the after part. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Little
so okay, Lily. So Lauren and I, one thing about Lauren and I is if you ever think we're the girls who go on a girls trip and like, you know, party it up, we are not those girls.
No.
We love like a good like day drink patio, shopping, lunch, and like get home by like 6, whenever
Mhm,
it's dark,
mhm.
or 7, and get like dinner to go.
Mhm,
And we're gonna sit in bed and we're gonna just not talk. We're gonna scroll our phones and watch a show.
mhm.
And, I asked her, "Have you seen Secret Lives of Mormon Wives yet?" She's like, "No." I was like, "Oh my god, that's what we're starting." So Lauren, like
And now I've finished it, like, the day I got home too. Like, all 9 episodes done. So
so
good.
so good, so juicy.
Addicting. Yeah.
Addicting. I know, I cannot wait for next season. It's gonna be off the rails. I think it's anyway. So we're getting into it. Lauren's asking about these moms. I'm like, yeah, here they are on TikTok. So I'm like showing her them on TikTok. And I'm like, wait, you need to know about Whitney because she like went viral for this video, this RSV video, where if y'all haven't seen it, Lauren's doing the handstand.
Doing the hand thing. She's
Baby,
making the
love me.
video. Baby,
Baby,
love me.
love me. So I showed her the video of Whitney like dancing in the middle of the ICU with her baby with RSV, which is what like everyone like just popped off. It was not happy with it.
Yeah.
And whatever, we'll leave our
It's
opinions to
it's
ourselves.
cringy, but yeah,
It's a
yeah.
little cringy. But
Yeah.
so in the video, Whitney's like, someone comments like, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "Lil Lee has RSV."
Which is not funny. That's not why I'm
No,
laughing.
that's not
Lil
no.
Lee's fine though.
And
Lil
Lily
Lee's fine.
was yeah, he's fine, everything's okay. We're laughing at like, "What the F are you doing?" Like, so anyway, we could not stop we kept watching the video on repeat and then seeing everyone's like videos like
Yeah. We gave
that.
her at least like 100,000 more views.
Yes,
It's so
we
funny.
sure did. So, anyways, the whole rest of the day, Laura and I were just walking up and down the street. We just be quiet, and all of a sudden, we're baby love me, and we start doing the dance, baby love me, with the heart.
Baby,
Look,
love me.
look, do it on the screen. Can you
I
match?
know. Oh,
Match.
well, you're on the other side for
Oh
me,
yeah,
so it looks weird.
baby love me. So Lauren, we go thrifting, and she's not a thrifter, but I feel like she was getting into it.
Oh, I was getting into it because I've never done it before. So it
Yeah,
was fascinating. I was like, look at this. Tara was
I
like, yeah,
know,
you don't need that. I'm like, but it found me.
but it
Like,
found
do
me.
I need it?
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then we spotted this cactus, and Lauren's like, "You have to get this."
Yeah. An amazing 6 foot tall cactus with a cowboy hat and cowboy boots made of metal. Little Lee.
Lil and we and I
We named him
we named him Lil
promptly.
Lee.
Little Lee.
So Lil Lee is in the shop. It's a magnet holder and a hat holder, and just it's Lauren. It's Lauren. Every time I look at it, I'm like, "That's Lauren." Lil Lee.
Well, the best part was us getting it in the car. 'Cause we
Oh,
had to ride down through Main Street Tomball with little Lee sticking out of the window because that was the only way to get it into the back seat. So his little hats and his little cactus hand,
little pricklies.
little prickles sticking out the window. Oh, what a memory. But it was so great and
It
the
was
perfect accessory
perfect
for the
accessory.
shop. I mean,
I
I
moved it to where like a main part of the shop too. Like when you first walk in, you see it.
yeah, hopefully everybody can enjoy Little League because I certainly did.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Tell us.
while speaking of us like walking through downtown Tomball, we were just kind of popping in little boutiques and stuff, and we found this one little store, and we walk in, and
Kirkley and Co.
Kirkley
Kirk,
and Co.
Kirkley and Co.
And it's in a cute little house. Um, and we walk in, and I was on the hunt for a cute Christmas sweater, remember?
Hmm.
So I see this like Christmas cardigan with nutcrackers on it, and I was like, that's it. That's what I want. So I go up to the front to pay for it, and the lady that's checking me out, her name is Natalie, and she happens to be the owner. And we're talking to her, and we're just, having like a fun conversation about like where should we go eat. And she's been there for a while, so she knows the area. And Tara's like not mentioning the fact that she just opened up a store like right down the street. So I'm
Mm.
like, hey, like we totally, you should go and check out Tara's store. And Tara's like, and I'm like, Tara, tell her about it. It's Peace Love Autism, like it's a shop. And she's like, oh, well, my nephew has autism. And we were like, oh my gosh, what is he like? Tell us about him. And she's like, well, he's, I think, 9 or 10.
I think he's 9, right? I
Okay.
thought it was 9 or 10. No, I don't know.
I can't
9 or
remember
10.
exactly, but she's like, "He is the funniest guy." She's like, "He is so sweet." She's like, "But let me just tell you, he loves Barbies." She's like,
Mhm.
"And not just any old Barbies. It's the old Barbies, the vintage Barbies. He knows everything about Barbie and, like, the first Barbie that ever existed on down to, like, the special ones and the rare ones." And I was like, I said,
Like, cause there's, like, things behind these like, there's like, these Barbies have, like, mechanisms and stuff, like the historic Barbies that
Yeah, there's
like, it's
apparently a whole
there's a
thing,
whole thing.
it's crazy. And I was like, "You know what's wild, Natalie, is that I also know someone who is obsessed with Barbies, and that is my mother." I was like, "My mom has the wildest collection of Barbies." I was like, "She has a storage unit full of Barbies." I was like, I feel like we need to give these to your nephew." And she was like, "What?" And I was like, I don't know. I was like, let me just text my mom. But I feel like God has put us together in this moment. And, my mom has been looking for somebody to take these Barbies to purchase them. She wanted to do something good with them. She didn't want to just like take them to Goodwill because they are like rare,
In the
worth
box,
some, yes, they're worth stuff, but it's just, is it worth the time of like posting them? Yeah, I mean,
it's a
I'm
lot.
it's a lot of daggum Barbies,
No,
like,
we need to, like, show a picture once we post this
oh my god,
podcast,
we
we need to
can't.
post it on the stories. We
The
have to
big
show yeah, the picture of her Barbie collection.
Oh
Oh,
my
wait,
gosh,
yes, yes, they're
it's
all in boxes.
embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing. It's she was a
Tara,
no, she was a collector.
hoarder,
No, I've been no,
hoarder.
she's an organized collector, and it's
Oh
just a
my
lot of
god.
things.
No,
It's a
it
lot
is
of things.
it's embarrassing.
No, I love you,
I
Pat.
love my mom. My mom is not embarrassing. My mom's collection of Barbie dolls is embarrassing because it's like, why? Why do you have so many Barbies? Why have we had them for so long? Why are they in such pristine condition? Why are we paying for a storage unit to house said Barbies?
Yeah.
Why?
It's like
A
my new
climate controlled storage unit at that.
it's like my
Yes.
new pajama obsession. I get it,
Well,
Pat.
and she has a pajamas obsession too, like bamboo pajamas.
Yes.
Anyway, so I texted my mom and I was like, "Mom, we just met this girl." And all of this is happening like right there in the shop.
Right there. We're there. We're FaceTiming with Natalie's mom, your mom, and me.
Yes. So I called my mom, or I texted my mom, and I was like, we met this girl. Her nephew loves Barbies. And my mom was like, he can have whatever he wants. And I was like, I knew she would say that because that's the kind of person my mom is. And so I told Natalie, I was like, let's make his Christmas amazing. I was like, let's give him these Barbies. So then we start scrolling through because my mom has a shared album on her phone of each Barbie. Yes, it's weird. This is not normal behavior. So she shares the album with me, and I'm scrolling through and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, should I like show this to Natalie? She's going to be like, who the heck is this serial killer that just walked in my shop that loves Barbies?" And so I show her and I'm like, is this what he likes? Because I wanted to make sure, it was what he likes. And she was like,
Mhm.
he's gonna die. And so, long story sort of short, we traded contact information. After I left Texas, I talked with Natalie. We got the storage unit of Barbie dolls. We took pictures. We sent them to her, decided on what we would send her. We sent James, who is the little boy, we sent him 2 or 3 huge UPS boxes full of Barbies and clothes, and like, cause some of the Barbies were like so old and like naked in their box. So I
But
was
that's how,
like,
like, they were sold, right? They were
that
sold
yes,
naked and you
yes,
dress them.
yeah. So I was like, we gotta send clothes for these Barbies. Like, I don't
And
want to be like weird.
did there's some of these Barbies too, I didn't even know this, and you, like, crank the like, you open their back and crank their hair, like, short or long. I mean, all these things.
I don't
Okay,
know. Have
so,
you
I
been
mean
talking to Grandma? Probably. You've probably been talking to my mom. Y'all are sharing Barbie stories for your babies.
no, you sent me the video of James opening
Yes,
it up, and I was,
this
like,
is true.
impressed. I was so
Yes.
impressed with him, like
Yes.
yes.
So, she sends me on Christmas Day, sends me or might have been Christmas Eve. I think it was Christmas Day. Well, anyway, let me back up just a little bit. So, she tells me that this is going to make James's year. She's like, we were going to have to provide them with a Christmas because they were kind of struggling this year. It was a hard year. So this was going to be a gift that he would not otherwise be able to get. And so it felt incredible. And also just, I mean, it's just crazy how it happened. Like it
So
was
crazy. It was
just
supposed to happen, like,
supposed to happen.
we were supposed to go we were supposed to be there that day.
I know, and talk about Barbies, like, I would not have known that morning when I woke up, if you said I talked about Barbies today, I would've been like, "You full of shit." Like, there ain't no
Oh,
way I'm talking about Barbies today,
a
vintage ones at that.
vintage ones, and it got brought up because I don't like telling people, "Yeah, I opened up a shop," but Lauren's like, "I'm gonna tell everyone because she's so proud
Mhm.
of me," which, like, what any great friend does, and so, like, that's how it all it's just crazy.
It was crazy. And so she's very grateful, and we send her the box of Barbies. She sends me a video Christmas of James opening the Barbies, and James is the sweetest
Mm.
little boy, and he is saying each one he opens, he's like, "Oh my gosh, this is 1953 Barbie. He knows everything about the
It's
Barbie.
like
He's like, "This is
right when he
Midge, the controversial Barbie." Like, he's going, like, off on all I don't even know what all the stuff he was saying because he just knew all the details about these Barbies. And, he was just really, really excited, which just I mean, it made our whole Christmas because, oh god, it was so cute, and he said on one of the videos, he was like, "I think I'm gonna faint."
Yeah, yes, he did. Oh my gosh.
It was so sweet.
Oh,
But,
so
yeah,
sweet.
that
And, like, I mean, like, he I was just so impressed watching those videos, and Natalie was telling us, like, he could tell you at the drop of a hat historical, like, information and knowledge, like, that is what he's interested in, is, like, the story behind these Barbies and, like,
mhm.
how they came to be, and, that's why I really, like, love, mm, like, this community and, like, our autistic kids and adults that we get to connect with and share stories with because, um it just makes you realize, like,
I mean, these kids are so special.
they're so special.
They're just incredible, and they're just so deserving of so much more than the world is giving them currently, but we're gonna change that. We're
We're
working on it.
trying. We're trying.
We're trying.
We're
But,
trying.
yeah,
But
it
yeah,
was
James, like, we love you, James. Like,
I know, James
Natalie,
and
oh my
Natalie,
gosh.
the best. I
Ugh.
just it was awesome, but none of it would have happened if we hadn't walked in that store, but also because of my mom, just being who she is and, just saying, like, "No
Mhm.
questions asked. Yes, take these Barbies." And it was just pretty incredible because we really had been talking about it, just, like, a few months ago,
Mhm.
um, what she was gonna do with all of those Barbies. Because I was like,
Mhm.
"Mom," I was like,
Mhm.
I don't know why you're wasting money on storage unit and all that stuff," and then just
Now
then
you cannot ever give her a hard time ever again because
oh, Lord,
you
let's
can
no.
never
She
she's
had umbilical cords, teeth I mean, my brother's umbilical cord, but not just random people's, that would be extremely weird, but, Oh my gosh, yeah, she's got so much stuff. She loves stuff.
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't. Oh, okay,
One
back to my list. What were you gonna ask though?
well, I was just gonna say,
I'm trying to keep us on
one
task.
I know, I'm sorry. One day, Lauren texted me, and she was like she just texted me a handful of gold and silver teeth. And I was like, "What the F is that?" And she was like, "Grandma's selling these old gold and silver teeth," and it was like teeth with the gold and silver caps
Yes.
that patients would just be like, "Yeah, just keep them, Pat," because
Yeah.
Pat was a renowned, seriously, like, dentist. And so she would remove them and she'd like offer for the patients to like keep them and like they were like, no, just keep them. She sold those. She sent me a video. Y'all sent me a video after she sold them and she goes, I'm rich.
I know. First of all, she looks like a grave digger, like she's robbing people's graves or something. Like it's weird. And second of all, she like sold them to this person that like drove up in like an Oldsmobile in our and I mean it was sketchy
Yeah,
at
you're just
best.
wondering what this person's gonna do with these teeth, but granted, don't care because I'm rich.
Yeah, and Grandma's like, "Yeah, I got $100 for those teeth," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Mom!" Like, I
Oh
will give you
god,
$100 not to sell sketchy teeth. Like, I don't know.
I love
She's
her so much.
crazy.
She's
We're gonna
crazy.
have to get her on here at some point,
We really
which
will.
which leads me into my next thing of this year, our plans for this podcast. Well, not this year, this
Yeah.
season, I guess.
Yes.
We might have some fun guests every now and then. We're just, we like to just see where the podcast takes us.
Lauren and I don't treat this like it's a job. It's not a job. We don't get paid anything,
No,
but
it's not a job.
it's not a job.
I
But
wish we
like,
were getting paid for
I,
it, but
I would
unfortunately we
be.
are not.
That would be nice. But no, like, so we don't like, have meetings and plan. Like, we just like, we love to just like shoot from the hip. So yeah, we might get a guest, but we don't know when or who yet. But
Yeah.
we'll
I
be
really do want to get my mom on here though at some point
yes.
to talk about,
We
just
should have her
not teeth
and
and not Barbies. I'm gonna make her a list of things that are off limits.
wait, we need to do this. We need to have a grandparent series and have your mom's POV and my dad's
Yes,
because my
absolutely.
dad like I we need I won't share my what my dad has been telling me, but he has just been changed by this whole experience and I would love for him to just like talk about it from his point of view and just everything
Yes.
he's learned and
Yeah, I think that would be incredible. And
yeah.
my mom, she wants to do like grandparent meetups and things, so
So,
we need to
so does
get
my
her.
dad.
I
He's
know,
putting
gosh.
he's trying to get one put together. He made friends with this great couple who are grandparents, and their daughter Rachel lives in Louisiana, so they like shop for themselves and for her, and that they connected with my dad, and they're like, we should do a grandparents' day here, and so I think they're gonna try and do it. It's just
That is
crazy.
so special. Grandma will
It's so
definitely wanna
special.
come. We are super lucky to have the parents that we have because we are very well aware that it's not the case for everyone, and
Yeah.
it is literally our lifeline a lot of
Yeah.
times.
Yeah,
Um,
it sure is.
so do we wanna talk about well, I think there's something we wanna talk about, which is the telepathy tapes, but I kinda think we might should wait till the next episode to talk
Yes,
about it.
because how many do you have left?
I don't have any left. I've listened to all of them, but
Okay.
Channing recently started Spell to Communicate, and I wanna talk about that.
Yes.
So, I think if we wait and save those 2 for an episode together would be good.
Mhm.
I was gonna mention with Channing's Joy a couple of updates
Yes. Give
for
us
the
everything.
well, just, little things happening.
Little big
So,
things.
well, we're opening applications again January 20th. So I think that's like, I don't even know what day that is. But we're opening up back our application process. And I mean, we helped like 430 families last year.
That is insane.
So I'm hoping to stay more on top of the applications this year.
Mhm.
I do have a bunch of people that have volunteered to help me like read through them and stuff. So I think if we just really stay on top of it, we won't have to have people waiting like I did last year, which I felt terrible about because I don't know. It would like eat me alive at night knowing that people were waiting on an answer from us, but at the same time, like I just didn't have time to be looking through them. So
Yeah.
we're going to open those back up. We're going to do a walk for joy again
I am
coming
so
up in April.
excited. Do we have a date yet?
So,
Or are we
y-
still
yeah, but should I tell people?
Yeah, tell you know what? Because
I
it's
mean,
already
it's,
booked, right?
I
It's
know.
gonna
Yeah, it's
happen.
already booked. So it's April 12th, which is a Saturday. And super excited about that. And then, and I'll give more details on that
Mhm.
closer.
This is a save
Um,
the date.
yeah, this is just a little save the date. It's just little snippets of info. And then I haven't told you about this yet, but Chad and I are planning a mom and dad meetup event. Chad
What?
wanted
You got
to.
Chad on the
I
bandwagon?
got the Chad on the bandwagon.
What is
Chad
happening?
Well, Chad really he wanted to figure out a way to, like, get involved and do something, but he obviously is working and a lot of times, like, doesn't one of us has to be home with the kids when we do different things, so
Mm.
but we were talking about it, and he was like, "I really would love to, like, do something with the dads. Like, you do the moms, I'm able to help the dads." And I was like, "I love that."
I love that so
So,
much.
we don't have a date yet, but we're thinking within the month of March, we're gonna do a Channing's Joy, like, mom-dad meetup. It will not be with kids this
Mhm,
time because it's just too hard the first time you meet people
mhm,
to have kids around because you really cannot talk.
mhm.
And I know a lot of people aren't able to come until, you know, we do have kid things because they don't have childcare. And we will do something with kids,
Yeah,
down the road, but I think we're gonna do, like he has a friend that owns a brewery, so we were thinking about maybe doing it at a brewery and,
yes.
just making it very chill, relaxed, but also provide, like, maybe, like, a little Channing's Joys shop pop-up kinda thing, and,
Yeah.
I might make you send me some stuff and have your
Yes.
stuff, you know.
Oh, we need some hats.
Yes, some hats. And then, maybe just like some local resources and stuff, like the Spell to Communicate practitioner that we're working with, like maybe have her come, my sister-in-law who's a BCBA, maybe have her come, just very informal,
Mhm.
but just to be there to answer people's questions if they have questions, but um not like a
Conference.
Not a conference at all.
No,
More just like
we
a
gonna be at the brewery.
Yes, more just like a chill hangout, with people that we know. Like, we would bring in people that we know and are comfortable with, just as people to bounce ideas off of or
Mhm.
questions, whatever. So, I don't know, that's hopefully gonna happen in March. 'Cause it
That is
really
so
cannot
good.
happen in April. April is gonna be too busy, so and I don't wanna push it to May, but
No,
February is too soon, so right now, our goal is for March for that.
in February, you're gonna be
Mhm.
here. That's your trip in
Yes.
February because 'cause
Yes.
you're gonna you're gonna present on Channing's Joy, you're gonna share your foundation with, the group of moms here that we have local to the shop
Yes.
and
And
share
at that, we need to do our live podcast. Remember we talked about
Oh.
doing that?
Oh, yes. I did not
Yes.
even think about that.
Yes. So we need to do our live podcast then, and then you have some other people you have the Dr. Tay?
Dr.
coming.
Tay's coming in
I
March.
always say
She's
the Dr. Tay
I
because that's
know,
her Instagram
the
handle.
Dr. Tay.
I even say that to her. I'm like
I do too. I don't call her
I'm
Taylor.
like,
I'm like,
"The
"Dr.
Dr. Tay."
Tay, how you doing,
Yeah.
Dr. Tay?" She's like, "You can call me Taylor." I'm like, "Dr. Tay."
Nope,
Like, if
nope,
I
you're
was a
the doctor.
doctor, I'd be Dr. Tara, Doc T, like,
Yeah.
duh. So she's coming. We're gonna have, so I just have the months of January through March planned out for our monthly. We have our mom support group, and so we have a local mom doing like an IEP presentation in January, and then a mom's going to follow up with that presentation with a gentle yoga flow because she does
I
like
love
yoga,
that.
Pilates. Then February, you're coming. Hopefully, Jamie and Kaylee can come too. Um,
Yes. That'd be so awesome.
so that is something that I'm like really hoping because we didn't get to do our girls' trip this last year because life is just lifing for all of
I
us,
know.
and
Yeah.
it's okay, you know. Um, so that would be great. And then March, Dr. Tay. And so I got to get the next 3 months after that planned out here soon. So I'll share
That's
on here once we have those speakers.
yes. And our plan for the podcast is weekly, right? From here on,
Yes.
or maybe like randomly we might skip a week if we have like something going on.
Yeah.
So people can stay tuned for us to be coming out weekly and
Mhm.
trying to get more professional as we go. We shall see.
We shall see.
Um, but we're happy to be back. I'm
Yeah,
happy to
this
be
feels
back. It
so
feels good.
good. It feels
Yeah,
so good. And just so y'all know, behind the scenes is usually like a struggle because like we have connection issues and all that stuff. So we'll have to like stop. And this has gone so smooth. We won't have to edit anything.
I know.
I don't think so.
We normally try to do that, but who knows what's happening once we upload it. And I mean, we just don't know. We
I
better
know.
get off before something happens or it gets glitchy.
Oh my gosh. Well, I feel like I know we missed so many things and updates, but they'll come back to us as we start remembering and chatting more um
Yeah.
throughout the next
Well, next
week.
episode, our plan is we're going to talk about the telepathy tapes. So if you have
Mhm.
not listened yet, go ahead and listen. If you have questions, maybe we'll do a question box on our
Yes.
first rodeo Instagram page,
Yeah, and
and
here's the
we
thing,
can
we we are not doctors or professionals or scientists or
know.
anything like that. We're just talking about it from a mom's POV
Yeah, we're
and
just
like
chatting it up about what we
chatting it
think.
up about our
Yeah,
personal experience. And here's what I love about us talking about this because Lauren has listened to all of the episodes. John is I think is almost done. I haven't listened to one. So I'm going to be just as interested hopefully as like y'all listening in when we do this episode. Um and I'm going to just really pick Lauren's brain and then just give my POV on how I feel like it relates.
yeah. So you're not going to listen to it?
I think I was thinking about it and I'm like I think for me I'm gonna have I think it would be a cool experience to be just as like
Like hearing
out
it for the first time from
hearing it
me?
for the first time, just like a lot of people will probably listening to the episode, hearing it for the first time.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna ask you questions. I feel like as if it's like someone,
Oh, you
you
are?
know what I mean? I mean, I'm not gonna like interview like where you have to give me like scientific details or anything like that.
No, yeah, I gotcha.
But
That sounds
obviously,
good.
I've like heard about the tapes. I know what they're
Yeah,
about, and so I'm like gonna have some groundwork.
yeah, it sounds great. I'm fine
I'm
with
so
that.
excited.
I know. So we'll talk about that, and then, Channing started Spell to Communicate, and I wanna, like, talk about that too, um, because I
Yeah.
haven't told you well, I've told you about a little bit of it,
Yeah.
but, and we
But I
will have had another session too since then. So then
okay,
we'll have
good.
had 4 sessions,
Mhm.
which I feel like is us getting into stride with that, so that'll be good.
So
Alright,
amazing.
great.
We need to get
Well
Kaylee on here to talk about
yeah,
that too.
yeah,
So,
we
we'll
do.
get all that going. Okay, well, we're
That's it.
that's it.
Episode 1, season 2, right?
Wow.
I
Yeah.
know.
That's crazy. Well, we're glad to be back. The ship did not sink. It was just, floating.
Start with the Titanic reference, end with the Titanic reference.
Bam,
The tip of the iceberg.
got tip of the iceberg, gotta circle back in
Okay.
the cold waters and cold plunge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. All right.
Oh, Lord.
We'll
Okay.
see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.